etc. In the virtue of all this, can spiritual sentiments and society's development go hand in hand? I am speaking for the motion. Rivers across India enjoy a special status. They are not just considered as mere water bodies, but are worshipped and considered as the goddess. Rivers like Ganga, Brahmaputra, Yamuna, Narmada, Mahanadi are some of the most sacred rivers of India. Majority of Indian population are spiritually inclined towards them. These rivers are also a lifeline to millions of people who live along its course and depend on it for their daily needs. The water from river Ganga is used to cleanse any object or place for or some other material for religious purposes. Bathing in the river is believed to wash away one's sins. Such is the significance of these rivers. But apart from all this, water from the same water bodies is also used for irrigation, for transport purposes, for defensive measure, to drive machinery in hydropower, for bathing, as well as for disposing waste materials. It is obvious that the people cannot neglect the practicality and feasibility of these water bodies in their daily lives. Now, how can you oppose something when you yourself are using the water bodies to wash your clothes, to taking your animals to bathe in the river, polluting the water by releasing toxic waste materials from the factory? India is a country made up of villages. Now most of the villages are along the banks of these rivers. Now if we go and ask the villagers to stop using water from these rivers, it will be practically impossible because they have no other alternative. All the above mentioned activities are against spiritual sentiments, but we do it. There is no ground on which how polluting the rivers can be justified and comply with the religious belief. So if we stop using water, then half of our population will starve to death. This is a baseless argument whether the river water should be used for other purposes or not, and specifically stating that it should be used for generating electricity or not. What we need to do is we need to find a balance between them.
They are opposing due to ignorance. But what about the environmental and the social impacts?
So we are not discussing that now. We are talking about spiritual sentiments. If you were talking about the hazards and harmful things that dams produce, then I would have answered you.
So, but we have to keep that in mind.
So we should not keep that in mind when we are talking about spiritual sentiments and development. There is no case in that.
But the holy texts do not allow us to do that.
Which holy? Sir, I am saying, does the holy texts allow you to pollute the river? Does it allow you to wash your clothes? Don't take an impartial behavior. Be a just person, take it impartial. If you allow it for irrigation purpose, for transport purpose, for releasing the waste material, then you should allow it to generate electricity which is pollution free. Are we talking about dams advantage and disadvantage? We need to speak whether spiritual development, spiritual sentiments and development can go hand in hand. And where is that?
Spiritual development means the
spiritual sentiments and development.
Yes, of course. Spiritual sentiments means the sentiments which are attached to art, to we people.
Yes, ma'am.
As we talk about any
money comes into it.
Money comes into this that we are planning to build dams.
Money, spiritual sentiment.
No. To everyone present here. We are all familiar with the pros and cons of the building of dams. Dams on one hand cause havoc to the people residing in the region where the dam is to be constructed, but on the other hand are essential for the economic development of the country. Yes, I strongly believe that the spiritual sentiments of the people and the society's development can go hand in hand. But it would require negotiations from both the sides, that is from the common man and as well as from the government. And in this, we, the youth, can act as a mediator. Before proceeding to how this could happen, I would like to tell that how the spiritual sentiments of the people are being hurt by building of dams. Sundarlal Bahuguna, the head of Tehri Virodhi Sangharsh Samiti, claims that the building of Tehri Dam would not only submerge the Tehri down but also would block the old route to pilgrimage places like Badrinath, Kedarnath, Yamunotri, Gangotri, etc. Also, if the dam were to break, then it would sweep away Haridwar and Rishikesh. Similarly, the Rohtang 2 project in Sikkim would damage the spiritual sentiments of the people residing in the Sikkim. It will destroy the cultural identity of the Sikkim. Similar issues go along with the building of dams on different rivers in India. But by taking